Down here, animals are also bioluminescent. Bioluminescent, meaning they produce light. They can produce light in a couple of ways. Either they will have these organs that are called photophores that will do a chemical reaction and produce light, or they will actually have organs that they keep these bacteria in, and the bacteria will do photosynthesis and will produce light. But bioluminescence is light produced by living things, and some of these guys can produce light. And one of the ways they will actually use this bioluminescence is with counter-illumination, which you will see in the video that you will watch. But here's what they do. On the underside of their bodies, so they produce this silhouette, and on the underside of their bodies, where the silhouette would be created, they have these photophores, light-producing organs. And they're able to take those photophores and match the light that is coming in from the background. So however much light is coming in from the surface, they're able to match the intensity and color of that light so that it helps to break up their shape. So it looks kind of like this. So let's say that this is our little fish and our squid. That's their outline, what they would normally look like, their silhouette. If you stick them in water, okay, their outline gets a little bit blurrier because it's in water. And then here's what counter-illumination looks like. So white is the background color. Okay, let's say that that's like the color of light coming in from the surface. And then these are the photophores, or the light-producing organs. And those photophores are able to match the background light and break up the silhouette of the fish and the squid. And you stick that in water where it gets a little bit blurrier, and the effect is even greater. Do you see that? Kind of cool, huh? So there, you would think like, hey, you produce light in a place where it's dark. That seems dumb and kind of like a beacon for your predators, but they're able to use it to break up their silhouette and hide from predators. So hopefully a predator won't recognize this shape or that shape as prey. All right, so that's cool, right? You can produce light to match the background light. The light that gets produced tends to be like a blue-green color. What's crazy is that some of these fish that are predators down here will actually have yellow filters on their eyes. So the yellow filter on their eye helps to filter out like the yellow of the blue-green color and the green of the blue-green color, and actually allows for them to distinguish between light that is natural, like coming in from the surface of the water, that's produced by the sun, and light that is produced by animals. So it's like filters out, and this whole attempt of this animal to do like counter illumination and hide is pretty much for naught, because that predator can still see them. They're like, oh yeah, hey, your little trick, yeah, I can see through it. So they're able to still see and distinguish between natural light and artificial light, which is pretty cool. Some of them, so this is what I told you about photophores. Some of them will actually produce bioluminescent fluid. So what do you think would be a benefit of like an animal being able to release bioluminescent fluid in the water? Distraction, yeah. So think of it as like squid ink, right? But it glows in the dark in this area, which was kind of awesome. What happens is, how many of you have ever been in a dark room and somebody takes a picture with a camera and like flashes? Yeah, and you're like, I hate you so much right now because I can't see anything, and there's like a spot floating in your vision. That's what happens when these krill and other things release this bioluminescent fluid. It's a flash of light that helps to blind the predator so that the prey can get away. They're also going to use bioluminescence to attract mates. So different species of animals will have different patterns of photophores on their bodies. And then in that species, different genders will even have different patterns. So imagine like I could suddenly just turn off all the lights on Earth, completely 100% dark, and I'm like, all right, go find the one person that you're supposed to marry. And now you have to walk around blind and try and find that person. That's kind of what it's like for these animals trying to find a mate in this area and in the deep sea. So they have patterns of photophores on their body. So as this fish is swimming around, they're like, okay, I see you, but no, you're a different species than me. Okay, so I can't mate with you. Bye. And they're like swimming around. Okay, oh, you're a guy, I'm a guy, same species, but we can't reproduce. All right, see you later. And they're swimming around, swimming around. Okay, same species. Oh, and you're a female and I'm a guy. Let's make babies. Okay, so that's what they do. Those photophores and those patterns of photophores allow for them to determine where their mate is. So that's what they will use. One of the things they'll use bioluminescence for. Like we briefly said, they will use it to attract prey. So those anglerfish will have the lures that have the bacteria in them to produce light to attract prey. So like in dory, right, where they're like, they see the light and they're like, I'm gonna get you, right? And they're like fascinated by the light, right? And then they pull it up, and then it's like big teeth and death. Yeah, that's anglerfish. So that's what they're gonna do. So here's where it gets pretty cool. Some of these animals will have like photophores around their eyes. So they'll have light producing organs around their eyes, and they will produce light and that are kind of like headlights or like flashlights as they swim through. So they'll have like, they'll illuminate whatever in front of them. So they have kind of like, vision in front of them. What's even weirder is some of them will produce red light. So remember all of those things that look black because they're bright red? If you produce red light, all of those things become visible. So, and weirder still, many of the animals that are down here can't see the color red because there's no red light down here, so why would they need to? They don't see the color red. So these animals that produce the red light can actually see their prey, sneak up on their prey, and their prey literally has no idea that they're coming because they can't see red. So all of that red stuff becomes visible. It's awesome. Okay, we're going to stop there.